Hey everybody, Grimble here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to My Adventures with Superman Episode 4. So the last episode was another fun one. We start off with another Superman moment where he saves this blimp that is about to crash into the city. We also got introduced to Intergang, which, if you are familiar with the Superman universe, is normally a very large criminal organization, but instead this time it's just a bunch of three kids in particular that call themselves Intergang. And I did confirm that the girl, the sister that was broken out of prison, is in fact Banshee. Well, Silver Banshee, one of the villains known in the Superman universe. But what I didn't realize is that Roughhouse and Miss are also DC characters. Roughhouse being a very small Intergang character that has been introduced before in the past. And Mist is the archenemy of Starman, who's another DC character that I'm not very familiar with. But it was cool to see that they've adapted existing characters to work well within their own story. We also got the introduction to Cat Grant, as well as a couple other reporters who were assigned the Superman story by Perry, much to the disapproval of Lois, who felt like she had earned the right to be on the Superman story. So as usual, she decided to take matters into her own hands. I also didn't realize it was Jack Quaid that is voicing Clark in Superman, who is the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. He's also the voice of Peter Parker in the Spider-Man Across the Universe films, which I thought was really cool. I like his voice. I like him as an actor. I also liked a lot of the work his father did. So it's cool to see that he's joined among the many voice actors who have voiced Superman. And of course, we get the fun battle sequence where Superman goes to stop the Intergang kids who have these special weapons that they claim to have gotten from the quote-unquote crazy lady, which the only thing I can think of is maybe that's Granny Goodness, which gives us a sort of lead and introduction into Apocalypse and Darkseid and their technology and all of that. We also saw the guy that was with Amanda Waller come in dressed as an EMT, and he went and saw the kids and kind of smirked and smiled. I didn't know, or I didn't catch his name before, and I'm pretty sure if I had, or if they had said it, I would have known right away, because I saw on IMDb that his name is Slade Wilson, which I know and DC fans know is Deathstroke. So another prominent DC villain has already been introduced into this world. And then finally, we wrap up the episode with Lois finally getting an interview with Superman, and he gives the most disappointing interview a guy could possibly give, where he says he doesn't know where he's from, he doesn't know how his powers work, he's just here to help people. And Lois responds to that by telling Clark that she thinks he's lying. So, typical Lois fashion, she just doesn't trust anybody, and we'll see where that leads. And guys, before we get into it, please, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, check out our Patreon page, a lot of great perks for you guys there. And with that being said, let's check out My Adventures with Superman, Episode 4. If you guys are interested in signing up to my Patreon, you'll be able to take advantage of ad-free content, 3 to 4 weeks early access to all reactions, which for the middle tier and above can include the full-length watch-along reactions. Those that subscribe to the highest tier will also be supporting my game and animation studio, Little Grim Entertainment. You'll have access to a sneak peek look at all of our upcoming games and animated shows.
Superman is a liar. He told every question I asked him, Clark. I have nothing. This isn't an article. It's a dead end. Ugh.
So untrustworthy.
Seriously.
Or untrusting.
Superman. We're so close. Together we can do this. Together we will.
Come upstairs with me.
Uh-oh, busted.
You keep telling me you want to be reporters.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. So tonight, I'm going to give you
Oh, wow.
Dr. Ivor, CEO of Amazotech, as in Amazo phones, computers, security, and anything else you can think of.
And the man who uses criminal connections to displace a whole neighborhood for his headquarters. Not to mention the accidents that always seem to hit his competitors.
But no one has been able to verify those rumors, and we work in facts. Fact is, he's the most eligible bachelor in the city. So, Kat's writing an interest piece on it.
course she is.
investors tonight, and Kat wants you three to get pictures of the event and quotes about Ivo from the people attending.
Wait. Are you saying you want us to do real journalism?
Just for tonight.
Our first assignment from the chief.
Yeah.
It's just for tonight.
Anything you want, Chief. Yes.
This is a fisheye lens, and I might have to get a picture of the whole place. And this one's water resistant, and this one's.
Photography is a very expensive habit, by the way. You need a lot of lenses. It's ridiculous.
What do we need a UV light? But when wouldn't
What did
we
he- I
need the
missed it.
coolest light?
What do you think?
Almost looks like a kimono, just like cut off.
And spend the entire night together.
Almost like
Ooh.
An
Ooh.
awesome evening with three best friends.
Jimmy. Buddy. Read the room.
There is the CEO of Galaxy Communications. There is Mayor Fleming, and there is her opponent. We are with the most powerful and corrupt people in the city. There's no way I'm asking him.
Is Lex here?
Well, Bachelor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we get a picture with your fish eye lens?
Yes, I also have a UV light.
Ooh.
Excuse me, Lois Lane, Daily.
Came in handy.
Ma'am, for the Daily Planet. Can you comment on?
Oh.
Thanks, Smallville.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the founder of Amazotech, the boy genius who, at 21, disrupted the way we interact with technology. A leader, a humanitarian, and your host. Put your hands together for Dr. Ivo! That's me.
Wow. Not self-absorbed at all.
You're welcome and thank you. Oh, and what a spread, huh? Okay, my assistant Alex went all out, so a round of applause for the little people.
Hey, Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Little people.
Now I want you to take a moment. Welcome in advance. Curtis! My man. You know what? Glad you're here.
The board is meeting for the vote tonight, Anthony. They won't be held off any longer.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Doesn't
talk
look
about-
happy.
There will be a grand unveiling of our newest product. It will redefine humanity, and all the money problems will go away. So, why don't you go ahead and keep the board happy until the end of the night?
Dr. Ivo. Clark Kent with the Daily Planet.
How about this? I'll give you the juicy deets for that Bachelor article, and if you forget anything you might have overheard between me and Curtis, we can introduce you to the gala's fighter, Bachelorettes. Huh? Little quid pro quo? Oh, no, well, not her. Gross.
He likes the
Ugh, gal.
messy ones.
No, I meant a classy gal, you know? What do you say, buddy?
Well, I
Not doing yourself any favors.
placed an entire neighborhood in a real estate deal connected to the Gazzo crime family. Is that what you'd like to focus on? Or perhaps you want to comment on the investigation into the fires that took down your other competitors? Because I'd love to talk about that. Mano a mano.
Uh-oh.
This kid!
Uh-oh. It's a good section.
Hi, Lois. Sorry, I just got,
Oh, I don't know if I should let you back there. I mean, you don't follow the cards, you don't follow the assignment.
and I don't even meet the dress code anymore.
That we can fix. Take it off.
What? What?
Oh.
The jacket, bad boy.
What?
I've ripped enough blazers, read
Goodness.
enough stories that I'm always prepared. Wow,
He's a lot more jacked than you expected, huh?
this seems old. High school jacket?
Ooh, is that General Lane?
You can take it if you need
No,
to.
no, it's fine. My dad and I, we don't talk. My whole life, he's kept things to his chest. His
Military
job,
officer, yes.
we were moving next when I was a kid.
Military kid.
Sick, Mom really was.
don't talk about Lois's mother much.
Someone you went to with your problems. He doesn't want to hear about my screw-ups. I became a reporter to do work that matters, but every time I try...
Lois, since I started this job, you have almost gotten me fired, frozen, and smashed by robots.
Clark, do they not teach you how to comfort people in Kansas?
But if it weren't for you, I'd still be making coffee, dreaming of a chance to do more. You've changed my life for the better, Lois.
Oh.
In every possible way.
Thank you. I've been feeling off lately, and this means a lot.
These are sweet moments. You don't get this a lot
I've been wanting to say something
in any Superman content.
I need to tell you. Lois,
No.
And it's all Superman's fault. I know that guy is hiding something, and I hate being lied to, you know?
Huh?
Aw.
Lois, this is the same kind of stolen tech Internet
Yeah.
had. And Livewire.
What are those?
Alex, if
So
you're
maybe
late,
it's
so
not
help me, I will
Dark
ruin
Side?
your life.
But it's still a prototype, and short-term wear caused out-of-control aggression in the test groups.
Oh my god. At what point did this seem like a conversation, Alex?
Oh, Parasite. Alright.
We live in dangerous times.
That's a different
Metropolis
look.
was
Parasite.
the safest city in America. Let's get a volunteer. How about you?
Ow. Took it a little too far, didn't you?
Let's speed things up.
He's trying to lure him out.
Hello. Dr. Ivo, I don't know what's going on here, but you need to let these people go.
Whoa, what? And lose my audience right
I thought they ran out.
arrives. Buddy, I don't think you understand sales. Alex, now!
Creepy anime glasses look.
You see, the Parasite 1.0 gives me strength, speed, and durability equal to his.
Does it also drain his energy?
To fight back, the suit absorbs that kinetic energy and redirects it.
Wow.
So the bigger they are, the harder you hit back.
Wow.
And while the Parasite runs off the energy it absorbs, for longer sustained battery life, my portable Amazo Panic Room has your back. Available now.
No, I am not letting you interrupt Dr.
Sorry, you're
Way to
late
go,
for
Lois.
school. We gotta turn off the cage. One of these buttons has to do it. Okay, which one is it?
Aha! Found you!
Jimmy, this isn't the time for taking pictures.
UV light isn't just cool. It can reveal fingerprints.
Only button that was pressed. Got a bit too much energy.
I don't have to be better than you. I just have to stop supplying you with power. Fight!
That's different. Oh. Oh, is it collapsing on him? Ouch. Ow. Oh. Oh, man. That's rough.
Please, this man needs your help.
You ruined me.
Yeah, it was him.
Your angle. What's in this for you?
Dr. Ivo, look around you. Is it that hard to believe that some people just want to help? The proof's all there. The stolen tech, which Ivo could only have gotten from his criminal connections. Once we get the photos, we'll have our store.
Uh-oh. Man, Alex works fast.
I just can't believe it all disappeared. Someone must have taken it during the fight, but who? Lois, I have to figure this out. Too many people are getting hurt.
Aww.
Over a story. You know, when I was getting ready, I kept wondering if this counted as a date.
Now it does.
And what did you decide?
Walk me back, Smallville. What is this? Huh. What?
Uh-oh. Wow.
Clark Kent is Superman?
I didn't think she'd find out that soon. Wow. Alright. It's interesting. That's cool. Damn. It's a good cliffhanger. Alright, guys. Yet another good episode of My Adventures with Superman. It starts off with the gang getting their first opportunity as journalists to assist Cat Grant in a gossip piece. Of course, Lois has other thoughts planned for this. She wants to go in there and really make a name for herself, reveal some of the dirty politicians that are in this room and get their scoop, get their story. I think she's a little bit too forward with it. I don't think she's really mastered the finesse of journalism and getting things out of people, but she is a little bit too direct right now, I would say. As a result, she really isn't able to get anything, and this upsets her quite a bit. We also get introduced to Dr. Ivo, who is this young, cocky, self-absorbed tech mogul that comes in and is about to introduce some wildly amazing new technology that he has. And then we also find out that he's in a bit of financial trouble. His company's not doing as well as it should be, and this is his last chance to really prove himself. Although the board wants to vote him out right away, he gets really upset about that and threatens the guy that came and brought him the news to keep them happy until he at least finishes this presentation. Clark approaches him and decides to do the interview with him. He wants to stick to Kat's questions about him being a bachelor and all that stuff. But as the guy starts talking and boasting and being himself, and then also asks Clark to keep whatever he might have heard a secret, it really upsets Clark. Not to mention, he's really insulting Lois as he's pointing at the table and offering to introduce him to any of the beautiful women over by the dessert table, and Lois is over there and he sees her and is, not that one though, not that one. We need someone with class. And, it just really sets him off, and he decides to go ahead and push him on the questions that Lois wanted him to ask. This results in Clark being thrown out into the dumpster, tearing his suit, and Lois comes to bring him back in. As she brings him back in, they have this sweet little moment. It was really nice between the two of them. They get really personal, and she gets this call from her father as they're talking. She hangs up and doesn't want to talk to him, and then kind of reveals that she has a very complicated relationship with her father, and that they moved around a lot as a kid. And if you know the Superman universe at all, you know that her father is typically the General Lane. So her being a military brat kind of explains a lot. She moved around a lot. It explains her attitude a lot and her sort of perception of the world, where she has this a bit of cynicism towards everything and everybody, right? And that innate untrustworthiness that she believes everybody to have. And as they have their moment, Clark has this second where he wants to tell her. He wants to tell her the truth. He wants to complain that he is Superman. And then she says that all of this is Superman's fault, and she hates lying. Like, it just drives her nuts. And that makes Clark, well, continue to lie because he doesn't want to upset her. I guess he's just happy with the way things are going, and he doesn't want to ruin the moment or anything like that. So he decides to just not tell her. Then we get the fight with Clark and Parasite, who has Dr. Ivo has gone a little bit out of control with aggression, which he was warned about by his assistant Alex, saying that this is a result of the suit. This happens to people, and he just ignored that, put it on anyways, and yeah, he lost it. So the suit itself, I guess, is a representation of Parasite, which is an enemy very well known in the Superman universe, who could absorb Superman's power and use it for himself. He even could take his flight, his heat vision. He could take everything. He could just touch something and take their powers for himself. This was presented a little bit differently, where he just absorbs the kinetic energy and sort of dishes it back in return. And if nothing is dished to him, then it apparently just collapses on himself. So Superman discovered that and realized, oh, I don't even have to fight. I just have to just hold back and let it go, and he'll defeat himself, essentially. Which is basically what happened. It sort of collapsed on him. It was a very gruesome look. He was scarred and impaired at the end of this, taken away in the hospital facility. And he's, of course, blaming Superman for all of this and says, what's in this for you, man? Why do you do this? And Superman says, just look around, man. You see the EMTs, all these people that are helping others. And he says, is it really that hard to believe that I just want to help, right? That somebody just wants to help others, which I loved. That's such a fun message. It's such a good message to remind ourselves every day that, yeah, there are terrible people in this world, but there's also a lot of good people that just want to help. And I think that's an important thing to live your life remembering every day, because I tend to be a lot more like Lois. I tend to have a little bit of cynicism and just, I always think of myself as a realist, and I don't expect good out of people, right? I expect to be disappointed. And that is a feeling I've tried to fight within myself, because I don't like feeling that way. I don't want to be that way my entire life. And I want to hope for good. I want to try to find the good in people. And I think that's the message that Superman really brings out. And I'm glad they touched on that in this episode. So all this ends with Lois discovering the paper that Clark had hidden in his jacket when they were in the Daily Planet before. He had ripped out an article, and she got a copy of the book that contained that article and read what it was. And it said a Kansas boy is seen flying, essentially. And she puts all the pieces together and realizes that Clark is, in fact, Superman. And so I imagine what this is going to do now is it's going to make her feel like she has been lied to at this point, because he never told her. And that's going to really dampen the relationship that they've built so far, because everything has been going really well between them. They have been slowly building up to this romantic moment between the two of them, and everything has been smooth sailing and good. And she's going to find this out, and it's going to really, really upset her. But to be fair, they haven't known each other that long, and this is a huge secret and a huge deal. Not to mention the fact that she's been threatening left and right to expose him to the world and who he is. And so I think she really should give him the benefit of the doubt and not be upset with him and talk to him about it. But knowing Lois, I don't think that's how it's going to go down. I think she'll be really skeptical about it and immediately just standoffish and maybe even hide that she knows and try to get him to reveal his secret to everybody else through other means, And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how she handles this information. It's also going to be interesting to see if this is information that she keeps the rest of the series. Because that's not common. It's not common that Lois knows his secret for that long, at the beginning, right? It's usually something that takes time for her to find out, and she eventually is okay with it, and they get married and blah, 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 so on and so forth. But this is really, really early for her to know. Now, there has been ways that Clark has managed to get Lois to forget or turn back time, or in the 80s film, he gave her a kiss and made her forget everything. I don't know how that worked, but yeah, so I don't know, maybe there's going to be a way that something will happen and she'll kind of reset and forget the fact that she knows that. But it's not out of the realm of possibility when it comes to the Superman universe. But I kind of personally would like it if she did know for the rest of the series. I think it would be, that's why I think that at first she's not going to be happy about it. So it'll be a little bit of mending their relationship again. So they won't get right back into the romance. But I do hope that she keeps knowing, because it's been done before where it's this, she doesn't know and he's always hiding it and all that stuff. We've seen those shows and episodes of Superman before for a really long time. So this would be a fun sort of new spin on the entire thing. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the episode? Did you like Parasite as a villain? Did you like the fact that they seemed to change up his powers a bit to where it's just the kinetic energy? It did seem a little confusing that not fighting him would make it collapse. So I don't know. Maybe it was just all that energy that was built up and then being released caused the collapse. That could be. I could see that. Because I was just wondering, I was like, obviously he wasn't fighting anybody when he first put it on, so why wasn't it just crushing him from the start? I guess it's a result of it building up all that energy from Superman's attack, and then when it didn't have that energy to draw on, it sort of reversed that effect. That's sort of what I gather. But it is different. He doesn't seem to be able to absorb Superman's powers. Now, maybe it looked like he had some like purple veins going through him at the end of that when he was being taken away. Maybe it is now in his system and he will become the traditional Parasite villain after this. That's yet to be seen. But as of right now, it's a very different take on the character. So, what do you guys think of that? And then, what do you guys think of Lois finding out this early on? Do you guys think it's a good idea? Do you think it's cool? For those of you who are watching along with me and at the same episode, do you guys think that Lois will be okay with this secret? Do you agree with me and think she's going to be a little pissed off at first and may even be a while to trust Clark? Do you guys think that there's going to be some way that they make her forget, just like they've done before in the past? Like I said, I really hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Anyways, that's all I got for the episode, guys. Please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed today's reaction, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, check out the Patreon page. There's a lot of great perks in there for everybody. And with that said, guys, we'll see you in the next reaction.